kind of sucks that the only relays we get are these ones at Worlds. But like, I put up a poll. If you go to FloTrack Twitter, give me your takes on this poll. So this idea came from a conversation I had with Grant Holloway. And he's like, who would win in a 4x1?
Name drop.
Adidas, or Nike? And look at this
When were you
poll.
having
It
this
is,
conversation with Grant Holloway?
well, before I posted this, a few days ago.
Okay.
So, who would you take in this theoretical race? A Nike team that goes Coleman, Norman, Bracy, Curley, or an Adidas team that goes Baker, Holloway, Knighton, Lyles? And
Hold on.
according to this poll, 50.3% go with the Adidas team, which I'm kind of surprised because you'd think they might go with the Nike team because it has Curley on it, has Bracy, who got second in the world, Coleman, a 2019 world champion, and Norman. So I was surprised that Adidas won this, but
I'd put Bednarek on that team too, the Nike team.
you can't though. You got to take someone off. You got to take someone off if you're going to put Bednarek on it.
Yeah, I'd take Norman off. It's a 4x1.
Norman's run 9.8, and he's a world champion.
World champion in the 400. No, I put.
Yeah, but the guy can run a fast 200. We know how fast. Who has a faster 200 PB?
Bednarek, isn't it?
Who's Michael Norman's 200 PB?
I mean, the guy just got silver. The guy just got silver in the World Championship 200. I'm putting, and he actually runs the 100 frequently. So
Michael Norman has run 986 and 19.7. Oh, like
yeah, the 986 he did the 986 the one-off meet in AP Ranch and stuff. I'm taking Bednarek. In any event, Nike wins. Nike wins that.
Well, why does the poll disagree with you then?
Polls can be wrong. I just don't. You have, I mean, current isn't Baker hurt right now anyway?
Yeah, so assumed all 100% healthy.
Someone put Canada wins again. That should be the correct answer. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, you got, well, okay, 100% healthy, but I don't have a marker on like how good he is. And then you have Holloway, Knighton, and Lyles, none of whom are specializing in the 100 against at least 3 of the 4 on the other team who are specializing in the 100, 2 of which got, I mean, handoffs, whatever. Like, I guess we're just assuming equal handoffs here because who knows what happened with that. I mean, one team you have the gold and silver medalist on it. I don't think this is in the 100. I don't think this is a hard poll, even though it's split down the middle.
It is a hard poll because we literally saw a team with the best 100-meter runners on it, and they lost. So why? You can't just go off of who has the fastest 4 PBs. Like, you have to go off of a different reason.
Yeah, I'm going off of, if you're assuming the handoffs are the same, which I don't know how you'd ever judge which team would have the better handoffs in a hypothetical relay. Again, one guy on the team got the gold in the 100 and we're in the 4x1. The other guy got the silver in the 100. It's a 4x1. The other guy was 6th in the world, right? And then I would put, I think Norman's great. I would run Bednarek. He's run what, 1968? The chat tells me 1968 and 989 on that team. And they would win.
Norman's run 986, which is faster, and 970, which is only 200 slow.
Yeah. Again, I'm going with the guy who runs the 100 frequently. The other team, Aaron Knighton he's great in the 2, hasn't broken 10 in the 100. Lyles, obviously, he'd be great. We know that. Holloway hasn't broken 10 in the 100. And
come on. Sydney hasn't broken 50 in the 400.
Right, but she's split a 48-7, so I have a more reliable data point. What I mean, maybe Holloway's whatever Holloway is. I mean, you and Grant Holloway hypotheticals should become like a couple. It's just incredible. Like, you're willing to say Grant Holloway can hypothetically do anything, which I'm a big believer in his talent and his ability, but like, can he run 100 faster than Christian Coleman? Can he run 100 faster than Marv? I mean, you go leg to leg here. Like, every leg is better on the Nike team, pretty much. So I don't know how do you have the Adidas team winning if every leg on the Nike team is better? Straight up 100, who do you take, Curley or Lyles?
Curley.
I think you take Curley because you just said Curley was going to break the world record 2 weeks ago. So I think you got to go Curley there. Bracy Knighton straight up in the 100. Who do you go with?
On a curve, Knighton.
Well, you can move the legs around. I'm just saying
No, you
faster
can't.
100. Who do you
You
got?
can't move the legs
Yes,
around. You got to do two people have to run a curve.
then I would put Bednarek on the curve, and I would put Bracy second or whatever. But Bracy versus Knighton, it's Bracy, obviously. Let's go to the first
Not on
leg.
a
Coleman
curve.
versus Baker.
Again, not on
Who
a
you taking
curve.
right? Who you taking right now? Coleman over or Baker in the 100. Who are you taking?
Coleman. Coleman.
Okay, and then Bednarek versus Holloway. Who are you taking?
Why are you putting Bednarek on this team? That's not what
Because
is
it's
going on. The team has
because he
Michael
runs for
Norman on the
Nike.
team.
I
Yeah,
didn't
but that's
sign off
not.
on the poll. I didn't.
What
You
do you?
made the team weaker then, and you shouldn't have.
Well, I made the team with world champions. Okay, that's what I did.
Bracy didn't win a world title.
Norman did. Kenny B
Right.
didn't win one, but Norman did.
You just said you're making it with world champions, and you have Bracy on
Yes.
there who got a
Well, I'm not
silver.
going to let a world
Bednarek,
champion. I'm not going to let a world
Knighton didn't
champion
win
sit
a
on the
world champ.
sideline. So I had to take someone
It's a
off.
4x1. It's a 4x1. It's a four. Don't you made a weaker team, and they're like, look, Adidas can win. Do it with
I
the
did not make a
strongest
weaker
four
team.
guys, and even with Norman, Nike wins. You just said like 3 of the 4 legs are faster. So what's your math to come up with the reasoning for why the other team would win? It doesn't make any
The
sense.
math is Nike has an
You think
advantage
Grant
of the first
Holloway
and last.
Do you think Grant Holloway can run like 8 seconds in 100? That's what the math is. And he's really good, but
No,
he's not Superman. That's what it is.
my math was that based on the lineup I showed and the order I showed, that Team Nike would have a better first and fourth leg, and I think Team Adidas would have a better second and third leg. And I think it would be close, and I think it would be a race. I think 5 times out of 10, one team would win, and 5 times out of 10, the other team would win.
No, if the handouts were even, it would not be close. I mean, you could pick
Oh, what
other
are you looking
Nike
up?
athletes. You could pick other. You could put Krauser on there. He's a world champion. He's for Nike.
Oh, look at this. Okay, so Devin Quinn, Ronnie Baker, Grant Holloway, and Arian Knighton beat a relay with Bracy, DeGrasse, Sanyaya, and Bromell. So we do have a data point that shows a 4x1 with Holloway and Knighton and Baker on it. Ain't too bad.
Mm-hmm. I always base it off of relays with different people in them in a meet in April, and that's the best way to do it. And
Look at
excluding
this.
the
Look at this
world
result.
champion.
Look at this result, though. Quinn, Knighton,
I
Holloway,
don't.
Baker, 3809. Bracy, DeGrasse with Bromell,
They're not the same
3846.
teams. Some of the people are the same, some of them are not, and it's in April. And again, the Nike team could lose because all this is going to come down to handoffs. But if you're telling me the handoffs are identical and you go leg by leg, the Nike team is better.
But if you go off of other data
What you
points,
think
there
Grant
is an
Holloway
argument.
would run, if you make up a time that Grant Holloway hasn't run, all of a sudden they're way better. Again, I think Grant Holloway's great.
Maybe we should
He's
just
a
have the
talent.
race. Maybe we should just settle the issue
100%.
and have the race. That's what we want. Yeah, but to
100%.
go into more detail about what I want to see is I want to see relays. I would love to see someone even like posted, like, wouldn't it be crazy to see like an Steiner, Mo, McLaughlin, and insert whoever you want, fourth leg, maybe Brandon Wilson or Dalil Muhammad. Basically, everyone who can split
4x4?
48 seconds or faster in a
That's a
four
world
in a
record.
4x4.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, world record. That's a world record team right there.
Yeah,
That'd be
but
incredible.
you take that team though, and you have them race a world team with Femke Bull, Shawnee Miller Weibo, two other Paulino, and
Mhm.
someone else who's a great, Cherokee Young or someone like that. And then you have someone with you the entire time to see if we can create a world record, because 4x4s a lot lately have been a team by themselves. And if there's a team constantly with you, your 47.9 becomes a 47.5. Your 48.8 becomes a 48.3. And then all of a sudden you see what you can push to the human limit to.
I agree. I think now would be the time to do it. It'd be super fun. We see all this stuff preseason, not all the time, but you see the DMR indoors. Let's run a relay. It's more fun at the end of the season when everybody's in really good shape. I guess it would take everybody being sponsored by the same shoe company to really want to do it, which would be tough. But Gordon's already volunteered. He put together the Nike team and the Adidas team there for everybody
Yeah.
to behold. And to
Meat
be on the
manager.
team, you have to be a world champion unless you're not a world champion, and then you can be on the team anyway because
I don't think my
it's gonna
situation
suck.
is that complicated. I tried to put as many
Yeah,
world champions on. And then if there was an extra slot, I put in
if you
the next best runner.
if you're
That's not
trying
hard.
to come up
I
with an
was,
yes, if you're trying to come up with an all-star team, you should put the best 4 on each team.
I
What does
genuinely
winning the world
think Michael
championship have?
Norman is one of the best 4 Nike 100-meter runners.
I mean, I
I
disagree,
genuinely,
but that's
yeah,
a better argument than what you said before, which is like I'm putting world champions on, and then you didn't put world champions on. That doesn't make any sense. Because then why is
what's a world
Coleman on
champion I
there? He
didn't
got
put on
6.
there? What's a world
No, I'm
champion I
saying
didn't put on there?
I'm saying you said I have to put Norman over Bednarek because Norman won a world title, but then you have Arian Knighton
Correct.
on there, and you have Marvin Bracy on there, you have Christian
Yeah.
Coleman on there. You have very
There's only
few
if
actual world champions on.
how many U.S. world champions are there of the past 2 worlds? There's Coleman from 2019. There's Norman.
Gordon,
There's
Gordon, it's a
Curley,
4
and
by
then
1.
there's
Gordon,
Lyles
it's a 4 by 1. It's not
and Holloway.
a 4 by 4. It's a 4 by 1. It's not a 4 by 4. If you did this exercise in 2019, would you put Donovan Brazier on it?
No, because 800-meter runners don't run the 100, Kevin.
And
Michael Norman
when's the
can
last
run the
time
100. He ran it all in college. He can do the 100-meter
he's
dash. It's not
he
crazy.
can
I'm
run?
not
He's
putting in
not one of the
a Thing
4
Mo
best
in a
guys.
60-meter dash.
He didn't run the 100 this year. I don't know how hard this is for you to understand. He didn't run the 100 this year.
Neither did I don't think Abby Steiner ran a single open 400 this year. She was on the 4x4.
Because for Kentucky, she was one of the best 4 clearly, and then she ran a split that indicated she'd be one of the best 4 in the US. That's totally different. Totally
Let's
different
just look
scenario.
at Michael Norman's past 2 years leading up to 2022. He runs 986 and 100 and 997, and he has a 1970 200. Like
Yeah. He has the 986.
he
He's
ran
got that
1983
one.
this year in 2022.
Look at what Bednarek ran. What are you talking about? He just won a silver
We just
medal
need
in
a
the
bet. Okay,
200.
you know what? I pray to God that we get a Bednarek versus Michael Norman race in a 200 or a 100, and I will bet you that Michael Norman will beat him. I also think Kenny B
Listen.
is going to win the 2023 world title for record. So I'm a big fan of Kenny B
None of you
because I
need to
predicted
stop.
that he's going to win.
None of your
He's going
arguments
to
make
win the
sense anymore. They've
2023 world
all
title. That's a
overlapped onto each
100%
other.
happening.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. Listen. Just like with Holloway, Norman is great. You're putting me in this position to say like, oh, he's not that great. But Bednarek consistently runs the 100 and has run a faster 200 and just got the silver medal in a 200. You'd put him in the 4x1 over Norman. Hold on. This comment sums it up here. DC Knoll. There's every chance that Norman could beat Kenny B at 100 tomorrow, but it's incorrect to presumptively select him over Kenny B in July 2022. Kevin is right.
Okay, wow, you found the one person who said you're right. Well, 50.8% of the Twitter viewership thought I was right.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let's pull up. Never mind. I want to go in this. I don't want to go down this road. Top is that top?
Go down the road. Go down the road. What's the road?
What's
We got head to
Norman's?
head. Oh, go back head to head. So
Switch it to
change it to
200.
change it to
Change
200
it to
meters.
200. Yeah, I don't think they ran that much. And then Bednarek. He's not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa, do 100.
100.
There's no 100.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like
Ooh, this is interesting.
Colt working overtime here.
I don't think they've ever raced each other, in what I can see. I mean, surely they have, but like,
So this argument has some legs to it that we truly don't know. That's the matchup we need to see. We need to see
You know
the
who?
FloTrack podcast
You know who
matchup
else?
of Michael Norman versus Kenny B in a 200.
You know who else hasn't raced Michael Norman in 100? You.
Oh.
And I'm going to take Bednarek over. Pull up
It is
his.
kind of interesting that they haven't raced each other. That is kind of interesting, no?
You know why? You know why they haven't raced each other? Because Norman's been focused
Why?
on the 400, and the other guy's been running the 200 and the 100. That's why. And you're going to take the guy who runs the 400 over the other guy who's on the 200 and the 100 in a 4x1.
Why do you keep on saying Michael Norman runs the 400?
Because he
Yes,
does.
he
He's
runs the
sparingly
400,
run the
but
200,
he also
and he has one incredible 100 that he ran in a low-key meet, which is great. Again, if he does it again, I think he can do it. But what was his other best time there? A 997, right? Is that his second best 100 time? Go to 2020. Yeah. Yeah. His second best 100 time is 997. Again,
why are you?
just like the commenter said, he could
Oh, he
be
ran
great at it.
990. He ran 990 at pre.
Yeah. Which is great.
Multiple sub. That's 3 sub 10s last year, and then he ran 1983 in April of this year.
Okay. Bednarek ran 989 at the trials last year, 996 in the semis. This year he consistently he ran 995 and a 998. I mean,
998, 995. What are these Michael Norman type times? Come on.
I'm saying, but he runs mostly the 200 and the 100. I don't understand why you're talking about running a curve. You'd put Bednarek on the curve.
If I were to show you these results, these Kenny B 100-meter results, you would think that looks like a Michael Norman type result. Again, in April, Michael Norman ran 1983. In April, Michael Norman ran 1983.
April of what? 2020?
2022.
What are you talking about?
He ran 1983 at Mount Sac this year.
Yeah. Lost to
You know,
Curly. Yeah.
Do you know how many times Kenny B has run faster than that? Just once. And he had how many attempts?
This year.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
This year.
attempts.
You don't get credit because he tried it more. He's run faster than that over time. He has a faster 200 PB. You're wrong in this argument, but that's okay.
I'm not wrong. I actually,
Strange.
the more and more I think about it, at first it was a bit, but now I kind of believe it. So I will say that.
You'd put him.
guy
You'd
has
put him
run-
on a 4x.
I would put him on a 4x1. He's run 1986 and 1970, and he's a world champion in the 400. Those 3 things,
You keep
I
saying
think.
that. Why is world champion in the 400 more relevant to a 4x1 leg than
Because world
silver
champion
medal
means you
in the
got talent.
200?
It means you got talent. It means you got talent.
He got Bednarek got silver in the 200 and beat Knighton, the guy you have on the 4x1 for the other team. This is ridiculous. I can't believe we spent this much time talking about it.
All right. Well, we'll settle it. Eventually they'll race each other, and then we'll have all the reasons to clap back at each other. I think I'm going to turn out victorious, though. I'm pretty confident.
Kevin, diss track if he's wrong.
Is Gordon diss track for who? Or who's who's
gotta
Bolt in that scenario?
You got to make one. That's you. You got to make one if he's wrong.
24 what? No, I don't care that much about it. I don't care that much about it. Just he posts a weaker team, and then it's like, see this made up team that I made? They would lose to this other team.
I disagree that they're weaker. I disagree. I think that's a better team.
Tom Jones
Listen, and
Memorial has something to say about that.
Exactly.
Listen, even if you have Norman on the team, though, that being said, Nike's. I'm arguing with you about 2 different things. Both of them are stupid. But even with that team, the Nike team still wins right now. Handoffs being equal.
All right. I want to see relays. And I want to see a Kenny B versus Michael Norman race in whatever distance.
I agree with you on the relays. We're clamoring for that race. I don't know if the demand is out there outside of this podcast, but you've put it into the universe now.